What's going on, good people? It's your girl Ray P, back for another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. Of course, I am not here alone. I am here joined by my good friend, a gentleman in a business full of rapscallions, Kieron Richardson, aka Rich. What's going on, friend?
Ray P, what's happening with you? How you feeling? I'm the
Sensation.
Mark. I'm the Marvin to Rachel's Rock. You know what I mean?
Period.
Um,
Period. I
just
feel
get just
good.
getting stuff done.
Tired but good. How are you?
Getting stuff done. Same. Tired but good. Ready to sit down for a second. I've been
My goodness, for sure.
moving and shaking. Ready to sit down. And my goofy ass, as soon as I sit down, I'll be ready to get back up. So it's
I,
funny how it works.
you know what? March, and we may have said this maybe on Culture Garden, but March has worn me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more birthday celebration, actually Wednesday, so it would technically be April, but I am sick
Yeah.
celebrating. I am tired of drinking. I need to go on an April detox after that birthday.
So
But
so it's funny because I'm gonna be in Vegas at the end of April for the
mhm.
draft, NFL draft. And today I started. Have you ever heard of 75 hard?
Yes,
All right, so I'm doing like a 21 hard because I'm going to Vegas, man. I'm drinking in Vegas, so
for
I'm
sure.
not doing a full 75. But I say, you know what? After opening day, before Vegas, I'm just gonna like detox, like
Mhm.
eat right, all that shit. So it's been going well today so
Good.
far. Gonna keep it going, but I feel exactly what you meant. I just need to chill,
Yeah.
just give your body a rest, reset, and then get right back to it.
I'm
Ease back into things.
now see, I'm gonna be in Fort Lauderdale all next week, and we kind of just talked about that. I was just about to say I might go raw.
Oh, oh, oh.
Even saying doing a raw diet still. But
Hey,
yeah, I might do a. I was thinking I might do a raw diet, but I'm probably not. I want some good ass seafood while I'm down there. So I don't know. Maybe maybe the week after the last 2 weeks of April, I'll do an all raw juicing situation. I don't know. My
raw and juicy, huh?
body. That's what I like. That's what I like. My lord.
uh,
But yeah, I need that. My body is screaming.
it's like that, man. But I'm glad that we're able to keep. I'm not even. That's too easy.
For
I'm
sure.
glad that we're able to identify that within ourselves and
Yeah,
make the proper adjustments.
for
Because
sure.
yeah, it can, especially when you want to go, especially like you, man. I salute you,
Yeah.
tip my hat to you because I could not imagine trying to keep any form or resemblance of a healthy diet if I was on the road as much as you.
Yeah, it's fucking possible.
Yeah,
It's not,
it's
'cause people
legit.
do it. Um, people do it. I don't have a discipline. So
That's
all
what
I
we're all striving.
yeah, that's it. All I can bet on is not liking my food and not eating.
Hey, we're all we're doing every day is striving for that discipline to be better. So
That's
I feel
it.
you on that.
Amen.
Um, Looking forward to this episode. Obviously, talking to you, Rachel, and talking
For
about
sure.
Raising Kanan.
For sure.
Raising Kanan continues to deliver.
Mhm.
4 episodes in, we're
Mhm.
going to be discussing episode 4, The Way We Were. But before we do, just want to thank all of you out there for tuning in, rocking with us. Please remember to subscribe, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. There are a couple of YouTube comments that I want to read, Rachel,
Oh,
before we
yay.
get going. Yeah, absolutely. One comes from someone we are very familiar with. Shout out to Mia.
Mia, what's going on, girl?
Absolutely, man. Mia left a comment and she said, this is in regards to Bygones, our last episode on
Mm,
Raising Kanan.
okay.
I'm surprised you guys didn't click that comment when record exec Lowell, she said whose name I can't remember, is Lowell, mentioned that he keeps all of his money in his house as opposed to a bank. I think
Mhm.
that's going to come into play.
Oh,
Might
Be
come
Real
into
is
play.
gonna rob him.
I can see that happening. I can
Mhm.
see that happening or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And it would make sense. So great call by Mia. We'll
For
keep our
sure.
eye on that. And we also, not sure, it's Lynn Vins 242.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Lynn Vins 242 who wrote a comment to us or left a comment with us. A second. Let me go ahead and scroll down. Good old technology. All right. Lynn Vins 242 said, great recap. Pernessa will know that Unique has left the money in the mailbox for her and Jerome,
Mm-hmm.
but she may be scared to believe it. Glad I found you too, and I know that your channel will grow in time. By the way, I subscribe to your channel.
Oh,
Thumbs up.
thank you.
Means a lot, Lynn
Yes,
Vin. Just from the simple fact, man, there's a lot of work that I see Rachel put in, that I put in, into not only this, but other projects that we're a part of. So it's always cool
sure.
when somebody new is strolling along because there's so much stuff and so much content. But for
For
you to stop,
sure.
listen, and not only listen, but say, hey, this is actually pretty good. That's what we strive for. We want everybody, and literally that's why it's a different show. We're also covering White Lotus on We Got Y'all, but that's exactly why we did not put out an episode, even though we had recorded one, because we think of people like you. Your first time listening, we want to make sure it's a great experience and that you have you get the full effect of what we're trying to
For
do here.
sure.
So shout out to all y'all out there. Please continue to write in, to leave a comment. Let us know what you have going on. Let us know your thoughts on the show, like Mia did, and we'll include you in the conversation. But this episode, Rachel,
Yeah.
directed by Dylan C. Brown, written by Naja Rain. The synopsis: Unique forms an unlikely alliance in his vendetta against Rock, who inches closer to a new drug enterprise. Kanan takes advice from Snaps and Pop, while Jukebox's new friendship leads to a violent encounter.
Mm-hmm.
What were your opening thoughts on this episode, Rachel?
I liked this episode, but I don't think that I appreciated it until I rewatched it.
Mm-hmm.
I told Kieron before we got started, I watch pretty much every week at midnight. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't quote unquote better than last week. But this episode had a lot of shit going on. We've got some questions that are answered. We've got Kanan and Crystal over in their new place. We learned that Unique only robbed the spot. He did not kill OC, which I thought that he was actually going to kill him. So it was good to see OC alive and well this season, although I don't know if he truly left him alone and truly unscathed, or does OC become somebody who also works for Unique because how scary Unique looks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not willingly, but back against the wall, I'll do whatever you want. I'll still cut you in these books before I get them over to Kanan's new spot. I don't know anything for my life.
Yeah.
We see Juke getting more and more comfortable with the ladies. Unfortunately, she had a mishap. She and Mara, with Mara's husband, we learned that she is technically still married, and she does not have a good family like the Thomases. You know, for whatever they are, they hold each other down, and the love is there between them, even if it is dysfunctional. We learned that Mara's family sucks, and her ex-husband, current husband, is abusive and does not mind putting his hands on a female, i.e. Juke. Juke is bloody, bruised, and impaled. Ever since you brought it up, and I've said it maybe both weeks thereafter, is I paid very close attention to the monologues at the top and bottom of the episode. Again, 50 is spot on with that. We see the change in Juke when she has to make a life or death, literally, decision in a split second, and we watch her face. And I commented maybe last week or the week before that something about Juke feels very grown this season. And we know she's graduated. We know she's was in butter and she was in basic training. But even last season and definitely before, you could tell, or the costuming, they did a good job of making her look young. And I think they're doing equally as good a job of showing us that Haley Kilgore / Jukebox is a growing young lady. Like she doesn't look like a 16-year-old kid. Like she looks like a woman, although
Yeah.
she's maybe 19, you know. Um, Unique again on my nerves. I'm sick of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sick of him, but I think that he does have to show himself for real next week. And we know he almost had that close encounter with Marvin today in this week's episode, but I think that's going to come to a head sooner rather than later because he has to. You've done too much.
I think Snaps is maybe not unique. Snaps is kind of putting the pieces together.
Mm.
When he's talking to Kanan, I can kind of see the wheel spinning. I think he's been in the game long enough to not believe in coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
You got hit, Rock got hit, everything's happening. Her spot. Interesting. Like I said, I don't think he knows it's Unique because Unique is obviously, believed is dead. But there could be some questions. I just saw the wheel spinning. I could be completely wrong. It just seemed
For
like
sure. Ooh, I don't know, but I do think the wheels are spinning, but I don't think he suspects Unique is actually not dead.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. Okay. That's going to be the reveal. That's what I can't tell you how that's going to happen.
Okay, got it. We see Marvin doing Marvin things. I think Marvin is getting himself in trouble. And I'm not talking about the juke of it all. I'm actually talking about the early of it all. I think it's very late, Marvin. I don't love that. Rock, she finally finds out about Andre. We see her back with Mom Dukes. We get a little bit of the backstory on Mother Thomas. And she... I'm not going to say Rock is not a good mother. But Rock having some blind spots on what a good mother is and or does makes a lot more sense when you get the context of her mother, who essentially was there but was not present for them. And she was very selfish. Let them both tell it. Lou still dealing with B Rilla. Imani, we meet her. Imani Okoye. I think she and Lou are gonna fuck. But and I have thoughts on that. What are your thoughts?
Just like you, I really enjoyed the episode. Another strong, solid episode. Not as strong as last week's, but still good when you look at it. I mean, all 4 of these episodes so far have been really, really good television. They're really doing a good job of building a story. And 3 words for you: villain, origin, story.
Jukebox.
Absolutely. 100%.
For
100%.
Sure.
We're witnessing it in real time. All the times that we've discussed, how did Juke do this? How did she end up as a police officer? How she end up in DC? We're getting to it right now. And you know what this crazy thing is, and you've been mentioning this about Juke's adulthood and her womanhood. And in life, and it doesn't matter what phase of life you're at, you make your best move, I'd say, when you don't have any other move to make.
For sure.
And Juke has nothing else to do, like literally. The unique situation is she's not in a now or never. Most people who are in that situation, they asked out. And it's like, I need this to work. This has to work. Juke still has options, but I think she might be looking at it as, you know what? What happens if I lean all the way into this gangster shit? I don't think she's there yet because I think what she's doing so far is all reactionary. Like she's not the one picking up the gun and just doing shit, right? It's all reactionary. I'm doing this because you got a knife to my dad, which, side note, Marvin, committed a cardinal sin. You never turn your back on somebody you're beefing with, ever.
For sure.
Ever. I don't care how bad you think you whooped their ass. Don't turn your back on that nigga. But either way, she's doing it for the greater good, but she also realizing, you know what? I kind of like this shit. I liked shooting that nigga. I enjoyed it.
For sure.
I could actually see myself doing it again.
Yeah, shooting him sure beats shooting at Target at boot camp. It's a little bit different.
And I'm nice with it.
Which we knew.
So
naturally nice because we don't have any inclination that other than boosting clothes, Juke was doing anything illegal prior to that. We knew she could whoop ass, but we don't know her to be Violent.
Yeah, and once again, not unless she has to defend herself.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
we've yet to see Juke like really bully somebody or really be on some shit.
Hmm.
Like when we met Juke originally in OG Power Season 3,
Yeah.
Juke put a bullet in the nigga head
Yeah.
for not listening to instructions.
Period.
We haven't met that Juke. And to your point, Rachel, once again, her womanhood, her growth. You said about this season how they're kind of making her, I don't want to say age up, but they're actually
Hmm.
making her look a little bit older. And that's a great point because when you mentioned boosting clothes, I'm thinking back to that jukebox. Like she just looks and feels much younger.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like absolutely. If you go back and watch season 1, y'all, like you'll just see the difference. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, here we are. So I enjoyed the episode. A lot of good things to discuss. Not as detailed. You know what I mean? Like there's not like a ton of like big bites of the apple, but they're little small pieces that get us there. So I don't know where you want to start. I know for sure. Well, I'll let you go. Where do you want to start?
I want to know what you knew for sure.
Well, no, I didn't know anything. I was going to say I know for sure of something I want to talk about, which was the first scene, really.
Okay, well,
Not Marvin with old dude, like just Rock. I want to talk about Rock and her mom.
for sure. Let's start there. We can start with Rock. Period.
Yeah, we'll start with Rock because that was Rock pretty much, as far as we've known from her and her interactions with her mom this entire series, it's been fuck you.
Yeah.
Not in a real way, but in a I don't fuck with you. We can be in a room together and all that stuff, but I don't really fuck with you. And Rock is upset that who tells somebody you dying over collard greens and cornbread? Like she's upset at her mother's decision to share that news and the way she did it, and just felt like you've always been selfish. You wanted this moment to be about you. You wanted a pity party. You wanted to see your family crying about you, and that shit ain't cool. You quitting just like Dad. And as you mentioned, Rachel, we get a little bit of insight. We knew that the Thomas's father had killed himself.
Yeah.
But we've never gotten to hear, this is a common theme, because they talked about it when Kanan was trying to do the report on his grandpa. Depending on who you talk to, there's a different story.
For sure.
Never got to hear Mama Thomas's role in that. And when you hear it and you understand it, it makes sense regardless of how you feel. Your dad killed himself. And all of a sudden, I was a widow with 3 babies.
My Lord.
Yes, you step up as a mother, and for all intents and purposes, y'all, Rachel and myself are not parents. Yes, you step up as a mother. You're supposed to do what you got to do, but you also a human.
Yeah.
You also got to process this feeling and really try to figure out what's next. And I thought the most telling thing was you blamed me for something he did. You mad at him killing himself, but you're taking it out on me because I didn't give you enough. Because let you tell it you did everything. Let Marvin tell it he did everything. Ask Lou, he was all alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? One thing, I believe her name is Joyce. One thing Mother Thomas did say is that she wasn't much of a wife either. So even before Elijah unaliving himself, there was already a deficit. So if you already weren't much of a mother, if you already weren't much of a wife, when your partner goes on to glory and you have to grapple with what that looks like, you have even less to give to these children who are looking at you, who've just lost their father and maybe never had a mother, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Elijah was doing the heavy lifting on top of being his own boss, boxing, doing XYZ, and people do it every day. So I'm not saying that's why he was tired, quote unquote, but heavy is the damn head. He had a lot on his plate. And so here we are left with this mother. This makes sense why Marvin not just gets on that stuff, but why he enters the drug game, because we have to have some money. We no longer have a father, and our mother is wherever the fuck she at, not here, not present, or focusing on herself. She said, if I didn't take care of me, who else would? Baby, it doesn't matter. You got these 3 kids and nobody's taking care of them but them. I understand why Rock had to be the maternal figure to both Marvin and especially Lulu. because you ain't had no fucking mama.
Yeah.
Her ass is at the club. She's doing whatever she's doing. You
Yeah.
need this. This is why Rock internalizes and stuffs down her feelings. Where there is no room for vulnerability. There
Mm-hmm.
is no room in this space for having deep conversations and insight and literally anything that's going to be beneficial other than us figuring out a way to put food on our table. And that's what we did. If that means I'm fucking a local drug dealer, letting him give me money slash undercover police, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can eat, so be it. I'm going to make sure my brothers are taken care of. And I think about oldest daughters, even though Marvin is the oldest, but
Mm-hmm.
the oldest daughter syndrome. And Rock has that real bad. And I think of oldest daughters and how they are with their own children and how they are with those siblings that they raised.
Mm.
It
Mm. Yeah.
gets very tricky
Yeah.
because the nurturing and whatever else I had to give, I've already given it to these niggas. I don't really have it for you, but I'm going to muster up enough strength, enough whatever else I have because you are here and I do have to take care of you. And I know what it's like to have a bum ass mama who don't take care of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Also understands why Rock made the decision prior to Kanan, understand how she got in that situation, and also why she made the decision that she made.
Yep.
It's just answered a lot for me.
Yeah. 100%. And I think the part that really hit home is, and it reminded me of when we did the photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Joyce had mentioned, when you die, and all you got is time to think.
Mm-hmm.
In the photograph, I believe it's Rob. I can't remember his name. His real life name is Rob. It doesn't matter for this point, but he said, "Man, I don't recommend growing old. Less people to talk to, more time to think about all your regrets. You know what I mean? All the wrong decisions. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that mindset of all I can think of is when I die, no one's gonna miss me. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But Rock is looking at it and maybe saying, well, you did this to yourself. Because as she said, not Rock, but her mom, by the time I was ready, y'all had washed your hands of me.
Yep.
And you don't know how that feels. But I also understand, right? It's a real odd situation. And it's hard to navigate if you have a family where you do have open, honest conversations and you put everything on the table and you can have the maturity to move past it, then cherish it, because that's not normal in 1991 or 1994 or 2008 or 2016 or 2025. Like, it's not a thing.
For
A lot
sure.
of people don't have conversations they should have had years ago to kind of break the cycles of things.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. We're seeing this in this family in real time. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you,
Go
I just
ahead.
want to say this real quick, just real quick. Shout out to Sasha Penn, the
Yeah.
creator of the show,
Mm-hmm.
because they have done a great job of these 4 seasons of developing these characters. That
Mm-hmm.
when I was watching this scene, I thought to myself, I would watch a Raising Thomas, like a Raising Thomas family. I would watch, like, as they're reminiscing on what it was like. I would watch young Marvin, young Rock, young Lou, Elijah right before he decides to unalive himself, and just what that looked like
Yeah.
all the way up until Rock meets Kanan, or not Kanan, Howard and
DEF CON and all of
DEF
that.
CON and all that stuff. Like, it's just a fascinating family to me.
I love that. Maybe not a full limited series of that.
Yeah.
But I would definitely love a flashback episode, and that be the crux of it. This is what we get. So we're learning who they are, but how they became exactly who they are. And I think that this particular episode, this conversation, to your point, with Mother Thomas and Rock, lends the perfect opportunity, writers,
Yeah.
to
Hear us
consider
out.
for next season.
Facts. Continuing on with Rock, we knew
Yeah.
last week, Rachel, that Rock wanted to become the supplier. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she's been talking about this actually for the past couple of weeks, and we know that she's trying to make that connection. She was told by Joaquin, hey, holla at Tremont. He knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin is assaulting Tremont, just fucking with him for fun so he can get there. And I love you want my fucking connect? Nigga, you could have just asked me for this. I ain't got to beat my ass like this. But we see Rock meet with the connect.
Mm-hmm.
And Rock tells him, hey, I'm not looking for bulk. I'm looking to be the supplier.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow alone.
Mm-hmm.
Rock came in that meeting with that shit on. You hear me?
Baby, that fucking fur. There is nothing like a black woman, a sleek pony, and big ass gold hoops. My God.
With that shit on. And she gets escorted back through the restaurant to a mysterious car.
Mm-hmm.
Either you get in or we can part ways right now. It's up to you. You said you wanted this. I'm telling you, this is how you get it. And she has a meeting with someone. No guarantee of what's happening next. But what did you think about the whole interaction of Rock and her attempt to be the supplier?
I appreciate sisters are doing it for themselves. Howsoever, the trepidation in Rock's eyes when they went out that back door, like, excuse me, I was with her because are you gonna kill me for trying to do this shit? Am I gonna have to come up off some pussy for whatever this is? Like, you just in this male dominated industry, you just don't know what the ask and task is going to be. But if I say this is what I want, I gotta be down. I gotta figure it out. And I can't bitch up. I can't show no fear. But again, shout out to Patina Miller because it's all in the eyes. Like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't no host, so I'ma go, you know?
Yeah. Well, here we are. This is what I asked for.
This is what I asked for. This is what I keep saying I want. I gotta show and prove. And whatever it is, here I am. And luckily, all she had to do was show up and essentially let Big Dog get a feel for her, which we don't know the outcome of that just yet. But shout out to Rock. Shout out
there's
to
gonna
Rock.
be
She's gonna get it.
There's gonna be a test coming.
Yeah.
And she's gonna get it, of course. She has to. It just makes perfect sense. Put a pin in the fact that I don't think it was anything serious, but come along. Like, I don't know if he saw something in Marvin. As we know, Marvin has some mysterious shaking, or it could just be as simple as there's a respect factor that goes in these things. Like when you hear things such as like, I don't talk to workers, I don't talk to. It's more so of who do you think you are to speak to me? Like you have no idea what I did to get to this point. I talk to the person that's making decisions. You don't make decisions. You be quiet.
For sure. I think it's all of that. And I also think Marvin's reputation precedes him.
Yeah.
And Marvin is only recently on the quote unquote up and up. For all we know, Tremont's people might still think you a crackhead. Like, yeah, you a muscle, but that's it. We need some people who are business minded and can think clearly. And I don't know if that's you. And what I will say is that Marvin, as much as we love him, I think he has an issue with getting too comfortable. And when we look back to that meeting last week, if you look at Tremont's Connect, like, damn, nigga, I really wasn't talking to you. And Marvin, as much as he reads the room, he doesn't read the room. And so I think it's a little bit of that, like, you know what? Come without your mans. Let's let the business people talk business people. Let the bosses talk. And we can just leave it there.
Yep, absolutely. Great call there. I guess we can talk about the cleanup duty that Rock had to do when we get to Unique. Because that kind of goes hand in hand. But I do want to mention, you said it at the top of the episode, Rachel, knock on the door. NYPD, not street cops, these are detectives. And that's when Rock gets the news that Andre has died. No real reaction, like no reaction as you would think. It's more so I'm keeping it straight. I'm not about to show anything to give these cops any kind of reason. She tells them, hey, we just talk shop. I don't know what this nigga did after we met. We know that Rock's not a suspect. What do you think that Rock had going through her head as she's talking to these cops and as they leave and we see her say the fuck? Because obviously we know how valuable Andre is, or was, should I say. We know that he had connections, and the last thing they had a conversation about was, I need to know some of them connects.
Yeah.
And now she no longer has them. Now you'll never know unless once somebody reveals himself, but why would you do that? Finding out this news in this manner, having to play it cool in front of the cops, what are your takeaways from this overall scene?
Rock is fucked up. And I think that this was finally the realization that she is truly under attack. You know, businesses get hit, people get robbed. Like, yes, somebody is coming after our spots, but maybe we got sloppy. Maybe one of the workers in the factory got sloppy. Maybe, you know, one of the nephews, as far as Rock is concerned, that nephew that Marvin pulled a gun on, maybe he spilled the beans about XYZ, this and the third. I don't know. And that's the issue. Remember, they've already got Marvin out canvassing, trying to figure out who's hitting them. They're flooding the streets with money, trying to figure out what's going on. We don't have an answer. Nobody knows. Early is the only person that knows. And Marvin ain't sussed out that Early is keeping some things to the chest and not being totally transparent with his information. For Rock, for me in that moment, it was very much like, oh shit, somebody is really, really coming after me. Who the fuck is it?
Scary shit.
Yeah.
Like you said, now bodies are dropping. Lawyers don't get touched.
Lawyers don't get touched. And on top of that, I think Rock was giving Andre a little sum on the side. That hug that she
a little what?
A little body
Yams?
for sure.
Really?
I did. That hug that she gave him, I still need you, Andre. Rock is pressure. She got some shit to her. So
listen, I'm folding. She had a stand-up nigga like Symphony folding. Like, that nigga's a professor. Exactly. He don't know nothing about this life. Nigga, you want me to drive Kanan where? I got you. Rock got that.
Come back.
Hey, yeah, I mean.
That's it. And really, I think that too, not just Rock stealing Unique's business, but think back to Unique running up on Andre. You fucking her? Because he saw that hug in the parking lot. It wasn't a church hug. She pulled him to the body. You know I still need you. And do.
And I know them type of hugs. Yeah, man. Everybody recognize these type of hugs. I just wouldn't. I don't know, man. It was just whatever. Yeah, Rock's in the spot.
Yeah.
Rock's in the spot. So we're going to see what happens as we continue throughout the series in the season. Go ahead.
I want to talk about Kanan because that is tied to Rock. To Rock's story. You know, we see Kanan and Crystal are in their space, happy, you know, that they were not at the old spot. That's whatever. I'll get to the Crystal and Juke of it all.
Yeah.
In the Juke conversation. But Kanan meets with Snaps and Pops. I've spoken about this, dare I say, ad nauseum, but Kanan is learning this season that this is grown man, grown woman business. Kanan's naivete is going to be the death of him. Again, I'm understanding why, as cerebral as Ghost was, I understand how we got the business from up under Kanan. Because Kanan, with his young ass, is so thirsty to be the man, but he wasn't paying attention to a lot of shit. For as much as you learned, You don't know shit. You don't understand the business, the ins and outs. That your hit does not concern me. I don't give a fuck.
Your
You know,
losses ain't our losses.
that doesn't have shit to do with me. I'm gonna let it slide this time, but I've already let you slide about something else. I've already let you slide about killing your partner. I've already
Mm-hmm.
had to get you up out of here when you were talking too tough, not knowing when to shut the fuck up, not knowing when a conversation is over.
Mm-hmm.
Snaps and pops make Kanan a deal, or they make him give him a proposition to essentially to Mequan,
Mm-hmm.
which would lead to him backstabbing, going against Rock, his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to jump in, but my favorite part of all of that is the Stefano of it all.
100%. That might be my favorite. That's definitely my favorite moment of the episode.
Okay.
Because, well, let's stay on Snap and Pops real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Your losses ain't our losses.
Yeah.
We've all seen enough crime, drug, organized crimes, movies, shows to know that usually doesn't happen. Not people coming up short. I'm talking about the
For sure.
we gonna let it slide this time. Like you mentioned, shout out to Big Boy and ATL. What I tell you, it's grown man business.
Business. Uh-huh.
And once you in that, we don't care about you being 16, 17, none of that, bro. Like, this is what you took on, and you're learning a fast way. Now, I'm wondering if Snap and Pop see something in him
I'm
that
sure.
makes them a little bit more lenient because, yeah, I don't know when he met with Quan, you know, your reputation precedes you or you've accomplished a lot at this age or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But not a ton to where I'm just giving you passes on the light envelope. Like, we got to figure something out. So
they want to fuck over Rock.
100%, 100%. And that's what they're asking them. Like, what's your visions?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself? How do you want people to see you? You know, I want to stand on my own. Bet you want to stand on your own. How about this? I can set up this little play if you're down for it. You can meet with Quan the whole nine. Which meeting with Quan, I don't really have much to say about that meeting in its entirety, other than him telling her, "Hey, if you ever need anything, you can talk to me." But that put the battery in his back to meet with Stefano.
For sure. But also, let me ask you, when Quan says to Kanan, you know, I know that 20% can be taxing, essentially. Is Quan taxing Rock to get Kanan and Snaps and Pops business from up under her?
100%. And that's why he even said it to Kanan. It's almost like, all right, it's almost like, let's say somebody don't fuck with me, right? And then there is a media company that says, "Damn, Rachel, I love what you do. I love your work. Like, you really cold at this podcast game, man. I got a deal for you, but that nigga rich, man. You know, I don't know if I can do business with him. If there's ever a day that y'all split, holla at me." That's kind of what that was. That was one of those. Sure. If it wasn't for Rock, man, you know, this shit might go smoother. Putting that in his head.
Yeah.
And we already know Kanan's strongly believed, damn near since the first time we met him, that he can do all this shit by himself.
For sure. For sure. But and just exactly so you know, this don't run without Rich. So
I always tell people, me and Rachel are not like fake friends. We like real life friends. Rachel could quit podcasting today or tomorrow, and I'd be like, "All right, bet. What you want to do next? And how can I help you?" This ain't got like, this is always connect, and this don't run without Rachel. So here we are. Let's talk about the Stefano meeting.
Yeah,
because there's nothing I love more than when we get straight to the point.
That's it. Cut the small talk. Shout out to evil Tony Danza, Stefano, aka
Stefano, my nigga Stefano.
Kanan rose up to the restaurant again, thinking that he knows some things, and he don't know shit. You know, I thought you was at the fish store. Don't worry about it. And this is the importance of diversifying your portfolio. Baby, I have 10,000 places I can meet you at. Don't ever expect me in just one spot. And that's your problem, which is also why you was running dope out of your house where you laid your head and all them people in and out while your ass got hit. Okay. So
Goofy ass.
goofy ass. But
Just because
again,
you emotional and want to get away from rock.
that's it. Kid shit. Kid shit. So
That's 1,000%.
Stefano was like, I'm only meeting you because of my relationship with Quan. I work with your mother. That's it. And Kanan is like, well, no, because no. And here's the thing. I hate to say it like this because I don't want to down Marvin and I don't want to down Lou. But this is Kanan don't have no daddy. In DEFCON or Howard. He's without and has gone without a man telling you some shit. Marvin was on drugs. Yes, I know that he's the muscle, but I don't know. My mama raised Juke. I know who you are, but that level of deference ain't really like that. Lou, we close enough. We really more like brothers, maybe cousins than you, my uncle. So that level of deference is not there. That level of respect that I should have for a grown ass man talking to me, he doesn't have that with his uncles the way that he should.
Facts.
So here is Stefano, a man telling you, hey, you got a mother that loves you. I really don't do this disloyal shit. I'm only meeting with you as a courtesy. But your mother borrowed $500,000 to save your life. And here you are trying to betray her. The fuck out of here. The fuck is you doing?
Nigga said, I got 2 kids and I wouldn't even borrow a C note for these niggas if something happened. $100. Fuck them kids.
And here you are in my face. And Kanan doesn't really know what to do with that because, again, this is really his first sign of pushback from somebody else other than his mother getting in the way of what he wants to do. Snaps and pops, whoever is who, they ain't telling, they're forcing you or encouraging you, enticing you to go away from your mother, who they know is where your ass need to be, but for their own selfish purposes, trying to line their own pockets and trying to get at rock. Yeah, we'll take you under our wing. We'll show you some things. We'll show you the way of the world. Ooh, just like the devil.
Preach.
Here we are doing all of these things, but here is Stefano, a man in your face. Snaps and Pop told you your loyalty was questionable. So now here is somebody else that really don't know you like that and only deals with your parent, basically telling you the same thing. And you better be glad that you got the mother that you have. Because honestly, from what I'm gathering about Stefano and really any of the 5 families, shout out to Godfather of Harlem. I think that's coming back soon.
It is. I forget the release date. The Chi is also coming back soon.
So I would think that, again, be it not for Rock, Kanan indirectly works for Stefano by way of Quan, by way of Snaps and Pops XYZ. This level of disloyalty, again, I think, me and my limited gangster knowledge, think that be it not for Rock, again, Stefano might have got Kanan up out of here for this level of disloyalty, this level of backbiting. So again, thank God you got the mother that you have, because fucking with a nigga like me, you trying to move around me. If one of my guys was trying to go around me,
and the same way he said, I'm seeing Kanan out of respect for Quan, my relationship with Quan. I'm cutting you off and I'm getting you up out of here out of respect for your mom.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even giving you the opportunity to say no dumb shit to me. You showing up is enough. It's already bad enough.
Yeah.
Before you even get started, let me cut you off right there. I just want you to know who I am. I don't want to know who you are. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know your mom. This is who I know. This is who I'm dealing with.
That's who I deal with. The fuck is
Exactly.
you
So
talking
get up
about?
out of here. I don't want to hear no excuse. I don't excuse. I don't hear no comeback, because if you do, you're probably gonna piss me off even more, and then I might have to get you up out of here, as you just said, Rachel. So I know how this is gonna go. I know you're gonna say some dumb shit, so I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity. Just stop,
Mm-hmm.
listen, turn your ass around, never come back in here again. Never want to see your face again. That's just kind of what it is. I do want to talk real quick, just briefly, and I guess it'll be a perfect transition into Lou if you're ready to speak about him. But Kanan does go over it, and it's funny because as soon as you said it, I'm thinking about this scene, and you're right. Like, it's a different type of
Mm-hmm.
feeling between him talking to Uncle Marvin or anybody else, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of, I'm just sitting here chilling or whatever. What's up with Fame, bro? Like, you seen Fame? You talked to him? Have you spoken to him? Everything I've stopped thinking about it because everything I'm thinking is real fucked up. And then Lou says, "Listen, I talked to his sister. She swear this nigga ain't in L.A. Maybe she lying, but that ain't her style. I know her well enough to know she would not be doing no shit like that." And her mom's went to the police. Like, nigga, what's going on? What are your thoughts? I don't know. We ask this every single week. The fuck is up with Famous? Everybody's asking where Famous is.
Honestly, I stand behind either Raquel Thomas or Kanan Stark killing Famous. I believe Famous is dead.
You said that, and I'm not
Yo,
saying you're wrong.
don't know where you at. Your mama is going to the police to look for you.
The last time we saw Famous, he was with his mom at the police station, right?
Correct.
Was there any other scene from last season where he like just dipped?
No,
Oh, he was in the precinct, right?
he
Is
was
he
in.
in Witsec?
There's
How you in Witsec when you killed a nigga? No, he can't be in Witsec. They
can't be
got him for that body.
correct.
So actually, yeah, I don't think they even incriminated like Rock or asked him any questions about Rock or Kanan or anyone. It's more so, this would be about Famous covering his own ass and saying I got information on other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Them years, man. When the nigga, hey, listen, we all watch First 48, man. When them niggas, you can be the hardest nigga in the world. When them niggas start talking about 20, 25, 30,
Maybe Tommy put Famous down. A young Tommy. This is the first piece of work that he did for Kanan, and that's how he became the muscle and Ghost became the brains. The
I would
second
love that.
part.
See, look, Rachel, man. Rachel's always said she should be a casting director. You should also be in the writer room too.
For sure. For
Definitely
sure.
be a producer. I would love that. I would love that. That would tie together perfectly. Lou.
Lou, we see he's still working with B Rilla. Oh, this is good. Shout out. Oh, I meant to say it goes without saying in my little intro. Shout out to the song. We see B Rilla in the studio. I talked about us meeting Imani Okoye, who was essentially the new A&R that Lowell, I'm going to say Leor, that Lowell has brought in. And we see Lou tense up. And I think a novice might say it's sexual tension. And I think it's a little bit of that. And that's just a pushback. Sexual tension, sexism, this, and the third. But I think that Imani reminds Lou of Rock. And this music shit was supposed to be Lou's thing. Cut back to season 1 or 2. I own you, nigga. I get a piece of all of this. Here, Lou is not on his record label that had to get shut down after the whole Crown thing and the whole murder of it all. Here I am with this new artist who's blowing up, who has all this potential, all this heart and soul, staying with me to stay out of trouble. And now in walks this woman, polished, fresh fly, fitted, telling me that she's going to be taking over in whatever aspect, in the A&R of it all. And I essentially need to get on board.
Yep.
Absolutely not. I think that it was a trigger for him. And we've not seen Lou upset since he's been back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been pretty even keeled, clear minded. But now here we are, and I'm shut down. I'm not receptive to anything that you're saying. I'm actually being dismissive or distracted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not interested in what it is you're saying. I don't want to deal with you. I can do it all. And I like what Lowell said. Yes, you can do it, but you can't do it all well. And that is it. Jack of all trades, master of none. We know that.
Yeah.
You know, that's nursery rhyme. But Lou doesn't seem to get it again. Childish naivete.
I wonder how much of it is Lou needs this. I
Yeah.
need something to do on my own. Like you made an incredible point about Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that still rings in his head, right? You got it because I gave it to you. You know, your piece was always my piece.
Yeah.
Finally having something that he can call his own, and somebody, after you told me it's mine, I get this random person showing up at the studio talking about some, you here to help. Well, I don't need your help.
Yeah.
Bring in the recovery aspect of it all. I need to kind of keep this and have something for myself to keep me occupied during all
For
this.
sure.
So yeah, all of that plays into it for sure. The meeting, I'm not really concerned about. I don't really care per se about the meeting with Lowell and Imani that they had. It was pretty much just, hey, you guys need to hang out because this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, this is going down. You know what I mean? You two are working together. Go out, laugh, cry, do whatever you need to do. Figure it out. I want to know what you thought about their meeting because I did maybe sense a little bit of, maybe something is there between these two. But I think Imani wants to keep it professional. Apparently, Imani has a rep. She does a really good job with the artists. She invites them see this R&B act, and we know that's what Lou does. Like, I want to scout talent. That's the whole reason I got this club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember seeing Juke and being like, all right, we can do all this. I want to do it, but I'm not fucking with you. Do you have it? All right. Are they going to hook up?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure. If not next week, by the finale. By the finale, it goes down. I like also what Imani said before, not just that she was asking Lou about Famous, you know, side eye. Everybody wants to know.
Everybody want to know what the fuck. This nigga that just dropped this hit, where is he?
Yeah, dead. But I liked that she said her brief speech about adversaries. You know, this business, like every business, is about relationships. People are against you. They can become adversarial, even if on the same team. Lou needed to hear that because I don't want this to become that. And the reality is, you're the one that's new here. The engineer was like, I've seen her with other people. She actually low-key is a big deal. Lou said, yeah, me too. No, you're not. Right. Not yet. Maybe in the streets. Maybe because really you just rocking Marvin little brother. Because your shot wasn't that good. If I can remember season 1 when y'all should have been shooting Unique's gunmen and you missed all over the place. So you ain't that good a shot.
Every time I think about that shit, I get upset. So what the fuck is you doing, Lou?
Because what the fuck are you doing? You could beat Crown ass because Crown was a clown.
Yeah, Crown ain't no tough guy.
It ain't no other lightweight for you to be handling that makes you think, that would allow you to think that you're a big deal. Because again, B-Rilla is new. We've not seen the fruit of his labor yet. Famous is in the win. You're not a big deal. I appreciate the work that you did with him. I appreciate you working with this one. Howsoever, the fruits of your labor, we don't know it. We can tell you by your fruit. We don't know. Is it shit rotten? Does it exist? We don't know. So to have that level of bravado is kind of crazy and pride because nigga, actually you do need the help. You can't even get be real out your place. So what are we talking about here?
I think you hit the nail on the head at the beginning. That's a trigger for him. That's Rock
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
another. I'll go ahead and say it. Another woman telling me
Hmm.
what I can't do,
Hmm.
and that I need help when I feel like I don't need it. So I do appreciate them. It's a nice change of pace when we get Lou because he is like living a straight and narrow life right now.
Yeah.
I find myself curious as to what it is that's going to draw Lou back in, if anything, into the life or into the family. I know Rock told him, all I care about is you doing well. I can't see her asking him of anything. And plus, I don't know if the trust is even there. Like, I don't know if
It's
I can even
a
trust you.
liability.
Yeah, I can't even trust you to really take care of it. Because what I got going on, I'm trying to be the fucking connect.
Yeah.
Man, you can't be bullshit with that. Like, I can't put you for me or for you.
Yeah.
Like, you'll die out here in a second if you're
Hmm.
not all the way in this.
And I wouldn't be able to
So,
live with myself. It's one
yeah.
thing if, it's a war and crossfires, but yeah.
When you know, we all been there. When we told ourselves, I knew I shouldn't have done that shit.
Mm.
Whatever it is, I knew I shouldn't have been at this place. I knew I should have stayed my ass in the crib. I knew I
Mhm.
shouldn't talk to this person. I knew I shouldn't have fucked that girl. All of that. Like, there's
Yeah,
always a moment where you be like, I knew I shouldn't have done that shit. And that's something Rock would do.
for
Like, if
sure.
she did that, like you said, she can live with herself because she's setting up Lou for failure at that point.
For sure.
So shout out to Lou, man. I'm looking forward to this storyline just because it's fresh and I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm still got my eye on B Rilla because B Rilla's a criminal and he's gonna do some criminal shit.
Yeah, he was in for Robin.
Yeah.
We know. Let
Which Mia, shout out to Mia again.
me shout out to Mia. What do you think of him not just being in the house with Lou, but looking to Lou saying, or Lou telling us he doesn't like to be alone because when he's alone, he gets into shit. What did you
Mhm.
think of that?
I just looked at that as like Lou is attached to B Rilla as this is the only good thing I have going for me right now in this
Hmm.
music shit. I'd much rather him be here under my wing versus just being out in these streets
For
and then
sure.
he locked up again. I just took it like that. It was a little odd just because I get it. Like, nigga, I don't need to know your every move. Like, you ain't
Mhm.
got to tell me about to get in the shower, nigga. Like, get in the shower.
Thinking about what Mia said, now I appreciate you got to give a nigga your rundown.
Mm,
Maybe you're leaving breadcrumbs for alibi.
fair.
Ooh.
Very, very point. It's something. Don't know what it's going to be, and it's probably going to be that. Something's going to rock with B Rilla.
Hmm.
And we're in episode 4. We're looking at episode 7-ish.
Hmm.
That we're gonna get something. Whatever it is, it's gonna happen. It's gonna
Okay.
happen soon. So shout out to Lou. Where you want to pivot to? I think we still got Unique, we got Juke, we got Marvin.
Let's go Unique and end with Marvin and Juke.
Okay then. Sick of
So
Unique, like you said.
sick of Unique. We see he let OC live. We see he's still sneaking around Early's place.
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. Before you get to the rest of the rundown, I do want to just ask you, because you said this at the beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of OC possibly working both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna give me a percentage of this, like this is what it is. I would have loved to have seen Kanan asking OC about what happened.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
That's an intentional that we did not see that. Going to your point, Rachel, I don't know what's going on, but there's got to be, if you just robbed me, who was it? What did he look like? I can't. Did Unique have a scarf or bandana on, or was it him? Can't remember.
I can't remember, but his face is so disfigured. Does it matter?
Yeah, like you
Other
can be
than
able to say,
a
what did he
disfigured
sound
face.
like? All of that. Like, I need to know all of that information. I want to know how OC would have answered those questions. Obviously, it was enough to where Kanan was like, all right, cool. He just thinks it's a random. But even going to your whole thing you say about Kanan being a boy, You're not putting these dots together either. Isn't it odd that everybody getting fucked with at the same time? Yes, it's part of the game, peaks and valleys in this shit, but at the same time, rock shit, my shit.
Tricky.
How many common enemies do we have? Very, very strange. I don't know. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I never thought about that. And now you got my brain turning. Like, you know what? Because we thought OC was about to be up out of here.
For sure. For sure.
And Unique's not the most sympathetic. I don't think he let him go because it was like, oh man, I'll let this little kid go. There's a reason.
And
Unique's dropping everybody.
Yep. And Unique ain't in his right mind. Let the vet tell it. Go ahead.
And we just made a point about last week. We made the point of saying, hey, since Unique is still a ghost, anybody he interacts with has to kind of die. Because you don't want to leave any kind of evidence of someone saying, hey, I saw this guy with this description.
Yep.
Or I know Unique from around the way. Because it's not like Unique's not known.
Right.
His name rang out. Nigga was flashy with it. You would have thought he was a Harlem nigga.
For sure.
Nigga had the, you know what I'm saying? The nigga had the unique jacket. So we know who he is. I don't know, man. That's gonna come up too. That was a great call, Rachel.
Even as disfigured as he was, Damon still recognized Unique.
Hell
again, OC is a little nigga, so he might not have known who he was, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? But it's more than a notion. It's something to that OC still being alive to do his calculations.
100%. It's got to be. I'm looking this up right now as you're talking. I know you still have more things to say about Unique, so please feel free to do so. I'm just kind of scrolling back to see if there was any kind of evidence of him having a mask on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we see Unique make his way to Jersey, and he tries to join forces with a former, dare I say, competitor, who we learned his name was Damon, to go against Rock. So Unique is trying to build his own army, his own motley crew to go against what he knows the Thomas family and all of their backing to be. He hits the distro. Damon doesn't survive. So Unique is being very calculated in his attacks. And I think, I don't want to say more significant than hitting the damn distribution center, but he meets with Teresa Buscelli, and that is the wife of the man Marvin killed in the mailman, on the church steps at the baby's christening. And the son was already hit by Stefano and his people. So Unique, again, is being very calculated. He's trying to build his own war. He's building his own alliances. Clearly, Stefano.
Got her ass. Got her ass. That's what I'm talking about.
Clearly, Stefano and the Buscellis are not seeing eye to eye. Clearly, they're not gelling. Somebody is not in the five families, or somebody is going, again, made men. You have to get outside work to do it. But war is coming. And I'm not just talking about here. War is coming. They are looking for, Unique is doing everything he can to get as many allies as possible. So now we know that maybe next week or the week after, he'll be meeting with, I don't think I caught the name, but he'll be meeting with somebody who was essentially a Buscelli ally.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we got a name. It was more so like, call this number, tell him I sent you.
Okay. Yeah, tell him Sal's wife.
So it's a mystery about who this is that Unique's going to be meeting up with.
Chin.
I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I don't know. And now that you said this, I'm thinking about it. If they're leaning into this, him not being in his right mind. Yes, you're calculated, but you're also reckless.
Yes. Yes.
And you're leaving, and you said it at the beginning. Unique has to reveal himself here soon.
Mm-hmm.
He has to, because there's too much going on. There's too many dots that are connecting. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we knew this dude. I don't know. Like I said, I mainly I just want to see the aha moment. How is this revealed? Is it Unique coming forward, or is it them saying, "Nah, it could be Unique"? Because everybody gonna look at you like you're crazy, right?
Yeah.
If Marvin, Rock, whoever says it, they're gonna be like, "Nigga, that nigga dead." Are we sure? Did we see the body? I'm
Nobody
100%
saw the
positive.
body.
Nobody
Again,
saw the body. This is all just rumor.
the epilogue to the Ronnie beating Unique almost to death is said if you kill somebody, make sure he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody made sure that Unique was dead other than not hearing or seeing him, hearing from and seeing him.
Not to mention, when all of this shit is happening to this degree,
Mm-hmm.
and I just double checked, no mask, no bandana, no nothing. It was Unique in his clear face.
Mm-hmm.
When all of this is happening to this degree, nothing's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to really like flip every stone
Mm-hmm.
and kind of see what could be causing this. Like who did we piss off to the point where every time we look up, there's some shit going on.
Yeah.
Almost to the point when great tie-in with the original Power. If anybody remembers like season 1 Power, which was seems like ages ago,
Mm-hmm.
remember Ghost was getting robbed like all over the place, and it was really Kanan the entire
Mm-hmm.
time that set all that
Mm-hmm.
shit up. But
Yeah.
remember, it seemed like every time they turned around, they were getting robbed, and they could not figure out who. And it took maybe a season and a half for this nigga to figure out that it was Kanan that was setting them up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got that nigga out of jail and everything. Got that nigga killing Rollo and everything. But either
Crazy.
way, just funny how this shit works. I don't know if
So
there's was there anything else about Unique? I think that's really it, right?
tying into that, or we kind of said it because I think this will lead us into the Marvin of it all, the Marvin and Early of it all.
Mm.
Unique again. Early is the only person who Unique is not a ghost to up until the Damon introduction, but he's in the chop shop, the other chop shop. He's at Early's place of work, and we hear Marvin's voice. You know,
Oh,
Unique was talking about wanting to make his presence known, but now is just not the time. So he gets ghost, no pun, and Marvin comes in, and we knew last week Early helped Marvin out on finding his goddaughter, Amber.
mm-hmm.
Marvin wants to repay the repay, quote unquote, the favor, because this business is all about favors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is introduce Early to Stefano, which is a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because we know that Early is hiding Unique and has been hiding Unique, and knowing that Unique is hitting your businesses, Marvin. I know it seems that Early has his hand in a little bit of everything. He does his dilly and dallying, but I said it just like I did in regards to Lou. A jack of all trades, a master of none. Early is shady.
Yeah.
I feel like Marvin should know that.
He should.
Yes, you the man who knows a little bit of everything, but you should know this nigga is not who you put up with, Stefano. There's
Yeah.
nobody else that you can vouch for. Why can you vouch for him? Because he helped you get up with Amber?
He vouched for him because he knew that he fucked up and he
Yes.
had to replace the bookie.
There's
That's why.
nobody else. There's no other bookie in Jamaica, Queens that you have that kind of relationship who could do this work, do it well and efficiently, and not get y'all all killed.
I guess not. Like you would think there would be,
It's gotta be.
because
Early got some competition in Queens.
a meeting is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is who backs you.
For sure.
Sometimes you don't have anybody else because whoever's backing you might run them off.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to set up a meeting. Once again, another scene I would have loved to witness was the Stefano Marvin, like
Mm-hmm.
that first conversation. I'm sure Marvin said, "I will find you a new bookie," and of course Stefano says, "I need to meet them. I need to vet them out."
Yeah.
And he has a track record. That's all Stefano cares about. What's your who knows you,
Yeah.
nigga? What's your track record? The whole nine.
Shout out to Love.
And shout out to Love. And can you keep making my bread? Or are you gonna be honest and not skim off the top? All right, bet. But the whole point of that scene, or the key point of the scene, was if you bringing him to the table, Marvin,
Mm-hmm.
that means you're vouching for him.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of real life, right? And to everything you said, Rachel, to your point, here's a real life example of that. I remember Beanie Siegel going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
The judge asking Jay-Z in court,
Yeah.
I will release him if you will vouch.
That he's
And
gonna
pretty
say
much anything, yeah, if he's gonna stay out of trouble in the whole nine. Jay-Z said no. Because to your point, Rachel, I know this nigga really gets busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an act. This shit ain't just rap lyrics. Like this nigga will lose it in a second, and now my name's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin, you should be knowing that this nigga's shady.
1,000.
All it takes, this ain't no snap and pop where we gonna keep giving you passes, Kanan, one time.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
it.
really, this is two. You killed my bookie. And the nigga you brought me to replace him is shady as fuck. Marvin, you can really quickly see yourself in the dirt because you don't do enough work for me to justify keeping you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you done a couple little like independent contractor jobs that I needed you to do. And yeah, you did a good job on them. But now you got too much dip on your chip.
Yep.
And for all of y'all out there, be very careful. When a nigga asks you to vouch for him, I believe we had this conversation somewhere on one of these recordings we done. There's a difference between knowing someone and being familiar, or I seen them around the way.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I think I mentioned it with high school, right? Been out of high school for a long time. If I ain't talked to a motherfucker in high school and somebody asked me, do I know them? No. I went to high school with them. I don't know who the fuck they are.
That's it.
Because I ain't about to be vouching. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, who I mentioned before on numerous shows, I'm not going to say his name here because he was telling me a story, a funny story, about a guy that we went to high school with, asking him for a picture. Like he saw him out somewhere. Hey, let's get a picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pictures posted. This person, my friend, is somewhere else, meeting with someone. Turns out the dude that asked him for a picture owes this other dude money. And said, hey, you know him? Like, saw the picture and said, you know him? And my boy was like, I don't know him. We went to school together. Like, I know him enough, but I don't hang with him. I don't got his number, no shit like that. His response was, well, why are you taking pictures with him? And I get weak every time because literally, like, nigga, who you were around, who you vouch for, whoever you call big bro and all that shit, people pay attention. And now that's you. Like, they're going to be asking you. Like, I'm looking for this nigga. What's up? I seen you with him.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's not my problem. So that whole voucher shit is real serious.
It is. It is. So,
I don't know, man.
That's gonna go real bad. That's gonna go real bad.
Oh, Marvin is 4 episodes in. Marvin is having a masterclass of fuck ups.
Which
masterclass?
When we meet Marvin, he is coming off of a masterclass of fuck ups. So I'll be curious to see if Marvin makes it to the next season because of this early shit.
Yeah, I don't know how you get off. Like, literally, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. The only thing that might save Marvin is Rock giving that thing up to Stefano.
That or Marvin has to kill early.
I don't think that's enough. It's not enough. I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough because you brought him to me. That ain't doing nothing. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, if I'm Stefano, I would have killed him. Fuck that nigga. And after I kill him, I might shoot your ass. I don't know. It's no good. There's no good outcome I can see from this.
My
I guess
Lord.
it'd be a good time to transition into Juke, and then we'll talk about
For
the
sure.
Marvin of it at the end of it. So,
For sure.
yeah, want to hear your thoughts about Juke this episode as she's continuing to grow into Laverne.
Shout out to Laverne. So essentially the first dish time, we see Juke, and it's her visiting Kanan, thinking she's visiting Kanan, with no intention to kick it with Crystal at the crib. Like, yeah, I know the bitch might be there, but I don't fuck with her. Like, I'm coming to see my brethren and we're gonna hang. But Kanan says, you know what? I got some shit to do. I figured that y'all could kick it. I'm with you. I definitely would have tried to leave because I don't fuck with you. I'm never gonna fuck with you. It just is what it is. But Crystal apologizes, which I anticipated and expected, and for the reasons that she stated, because of Kanan. He loves you way more than he'll ever love me. So for his sake, like, I just want us to be cool. And as to which I understand that, but also I don't fuck with you. And I never will. And it is what it is. Laverne makes her way back to the club. I don't want to say she's becoming a regular because we've only seen her here one other time. But she's in the place and getting more comfortable, although not too comfortable because she's still shy around some of the ladies. But on her way out, she and Mara are on their way to get some potatoes, some fries, hash
browns.
Potatoes in any form.
That's a random. I just want to say that's a random. I've never had a nigga come up and say, "Hey man, I know this dope ass spot for some hash browns." Like, what? Nigga, what about the eggs? Nigga, what about the breakfast meats? Is just the hash browns are good?
The hash browns.
Just the hash browns, my nigga.
This is home fries.
Yeah, like, give me some breakfast potatoes. The hash browns, my nigga.
Come on, they loaded. I need that.
Yeah.
Mara spots her ex-husband or her current husband. She tries to go the other way, tries to divert. Let's get some pizza again. I did all that talking about Juke appearing older, but here in this instance too, I don't want to say childish because childish seems derogatory, but the childlike essence, nature of Juke is like, oh, well, what about? I thought we were going to do that, baby. I'm diverting us. You're not catching on. For as aware as you are, you're not aware. Hold on. You're married? What you stopping for? I'm pulling you. We can walk and talk. Let's figure it out. But the pause of it all allows Husbeast to attack them.
Husbeast is wild, but accurate, but fucking hilarious. She's a piece. What the fuck?
It allows the attack to happen. Juke, she $125, you know what I'm saying? So it's easy, this brolic ass man, to push her to the ground and grab Mara. This ain't 5 bitches in the subway. This is a big grown ass man. No matter how tough you are, unless you got that steel, it's not much that you're going to be able to do, especially when you're unsuspecting. You know what I'm saying? So Juke goes to the house to pull herself together. We see she's bloody, bruised, and impaled, and Marvin comes home.
Someone put hands on you?
Somebody put hands on you?
I know Marvin knows his daughter. I know ain't no woman in the street lump you up like this. And if she did, I'd love to see her.
That part. The look of shame, hurt, embarrassment on Laverne's face in this scene. Shout out to Haley Kilgore for the expression acting in this. And we see them from there, father-daughter duo, 2 hitters, roll up to Mara's house. What did you think of Juke telling Marvin to keep the gun in the car? Because for me, she set him up for failure. And I know she was trying to be protective, but
Yeah, it wasn't thought all the way through. Juke's intention was
To
rough
scare.
him up, fuck him up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. I know you well enough to know that, yes, you've grown throughout these years. I appreciate the man you're becoming. However, if some shit go left, this can end with a body, and that's not what we're here for. It's more so for Mara. If she didn't have if she wasn't fond of Mara, I don't
Yeah.
think she would have gave a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you gotta do. Nigga, at least bring the shit in the pistol with this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take the clip out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But bring your gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always gonna be under the belief of that. And Marvin even said, "I'm bringing it so shit don't get wild."
Yeah.
Because niggas respect when that gun in your face.
For sure.
Obviously, the fight breaks out. I wonder what. All right, let me ask you this,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm thinking about it in real time. What took Juke upstairs?
It was taking too long. She kept looking at the clock.
Yeah.
It's taking too long. I know how my daddy get down. We supposed to be in and out 3 minutes. It's been 5. It's been 6.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking like you came up with the gun.
That's it. Because she knew.
I don't know.
And
That's interesting.
yeah. And not that before the slice and dice, Marvin had it, but Husbeast was getting with him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going
he's not an easy out. He's not an easy out.
for sure. So you had to have that steal.
And Marvin would have been cool, as I mentioned at the beginning, for hopefully nobody's getting in fights. Hopefully not. But if you are, don't ever turn your back on the motherfucker you fighting with.
For sure.
Because shit like that can happen. And that's what really fucked him up. And hadn't Juke not come when she did, because he is a larger brolic cat. Like he's like just a difficult person to move around. He could have very easily killed Marvin.
And he sliced and diced Marvin's
arm.
Not whatever the back of the clavicle is, the scientific term, the anatomical term for that. So I don't have a full range of mobility. I don't have my full strength. We saw him dig his arms into the incision, his fingers into the incision. Motherfucker, I'm in pain. I'm fucked up and need a hepatitis shot.
Yeah, once that adrenaline wear off, it's about to be slow for Marvin. Once that adrenaline wear off, it's slow.
So then again, now what kind of danger am I in not being 100%? So now you gotta be the shooter.
And I gotta lay low because what's gonna be the Mara part of all this? Is this going to be similar to when Rock knocked off the husband for the bodega woman and she's grateful? Or is Mara going to be like, does this lead to a Juke Mara relationship? You did this for me? Or could Juke own up? Could Juke can't own up to that?
It will make Mara afraid of Juke. Here I am thinking that you this sweet little girl trying to explore your sexuality, unsure of the ways of the world and navigating this world.
Also,
you a killer. Oh, that shy shit is just an act. Got it.
Also, did they go there for Mara or did they go there for Juke? Like, what do you think? Marvin went there for Juke, of course. But do you think Juke, because Juke could have easily said it's some bullshit, it's some other shit, like it ain't even nothing to explore, and that's it? Or do you think there's like this certain sweet spot for Mara? Because remember, Juke said it can't get
messy.
It can't get messy to the point where that might cause more problems for Mara if you kill him. I just want you to scare him. I don't know. Like, was she defending herself or defending Mara? Maybe both.
Maybe a little bit of both, but I'm gonna get my Juke is 1000% to get my lick back, and I'm gonna get my daddy. Period.
So she must have known that Mara wasn't gonna be there.
I'm sure. Mara told her where she lived. As far as we know, to this point, she's not been to her house, as far as we know. So she had to have told her where she lives. Mara said third floor. Juke specifically said that. So she know.
And I wonder when that happened, because that means Juke had to ask her, like, yo, where you stay? Like,
yeah.
I don't think Mara's gonna it's not gonna take her long to put the pieces together.
I'm sure it won't. So I don't know. That might cause problems. It might create distance. It may make her enamored, since we know that her family is fucked up. I don't know if that means just her biological family, or is that if that's inclusive of this violent ass husband. I don't know.
It could be one of those, like I said, you did this for me. Like, nobody's looked at it. It was beaten. Like, we saw what was going on. Like, so it's justified. It's just more so, sheesh. Do they have a kid? Do we know that?
We don't
I don't
know.
know. We don't know any of that.
We don't know none of that.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Another solid episode.
It was. It was. I love it.
I did not watch the previews for next week. I'm going to do that once we end, because I'm not sure what they're leaning towards. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to be leaning towards, but we might get some of these answers next week as we reach the midway point of season 4.
Crazy.
I'm crazy to think that, because we're excited for it. It came back, and here we are. And it's not a slow burn. Like, they are getting to the shits.
Yeah.
And we know how they get down. It's only going to get better as the season or the episodes pick up. Rachel, do you have anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
I don't. I really love this episode. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share. Email us at wegoty'allpodcast@gmail.com. We do see those. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your support. We love y'all. Be cool how y'all be cool. Don't get nothing on you. Peace.
We got y'all. We out.
We got y'all.